Hello, beautiful people on YouTube. So this episode, once again, is recorded via Zoom. I'm still playing around. YouTube doesn't let me do direct live streams. For some reason, my channel apparently is not eligible. But here we go. Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the State of Flow podcast with me, Lena Kermode. And this is our first episode of the year. So happy new cycle, happy new year to all of you. I hope you spend the first week of the year well, recalibrating well, feeling well, even though we are amongst, energetically very potent times. And so today's topic is going to be aligning your mindset. It's not the what or how, but more so the why of what you're doing, or what direction you're going to take, or what do you want to do in your life. Perhaps you're not quite doing yet where you really want to be. And we so often tend to over focus on the what, on what it looks like, on what box it fits into, on under what label it comes, instead of really feeling inside into our why and what is it driven by, and therefore allowing the what and the how to unfold. So here we go. All right. So I think it's just a really relevant topic, especially at the start of the new cycle. Anyways, we all tend to we all tend to set those New Year's resolutions, and they usually are getting thrown out of the window a few weeks or months in, and there's not much coming from them. And the reason for that is that we again just kind of use it under this label. We try to box something, oh, it's a new year, so therefore I need to set new intentions, but it's not actually embodied yet. And I did talk about this embodiment of what we really want in an Instagram live a few weeks ago, I think. And it's still so relevant because, energetically, we move through the solstice portal combined with another very powerful portal at this particular solstice of 2020 just gone. Then we move into a new yearly cycle. We're also now in the second year of at least 3 to 5 year cycle of all this happenings on planet Earth and humanity right now. So it's just a very potent time to really cut the crap. I said that so often before, and go inward and really align with your passion, your purpose, who you are, what you are here for, how do you want to live out this life on earth right now. Right now is really a really potent time to realign to that and really align your mindset to action. It's just been a big topic I've been discussing with a loved one today as well. When you find that so often we look for more, right? And we need to go further, faster, higher, quicker, and need to, study this extra course or do this extra bit of work, or learn this, do that. Like, we're always searching. And if you've been searching for a while and you still feel like you're just not there, it just doesn't feel like genuine contentment you're living in right now, and how you're experiencing your life is not from this place of fulfillment and really enjoying where you're at and who you are, then it's a good indication of that you are searching for something that's outside of yourself, and that's not the answer. Just accumulating more things, energetically, it's just the same as accumulating more material gadgets and things in our wardrobe and toys in our garage, and yet they never gonna be the things that create or replace the authentic happiness and joy from within us. They can be a tool and a luxury amplifier if used consciously, but they are never the source of genuine happiness and contentment. And that's in the material realm, but it's the same energetically. Whenever we search for something outside of ourselves, like being more through labels, through certificates, through whatever we often use to, whatever it is, introduce ourselves or give our ego a little kick, that's exactly what it is. It's kind of ego driven, and it's not bringing you closer to your own source, but rather further into the realm of earthly distractions with, all the things we get to do and experience and have and get and so forth. That's actually, a huge distraction, because it makes us being outward orientated versus internally orientated, and that's where this at. I'm pretty sure I spoke about a similar concept, but I kind of have woven it in over the last few episodes that were all live, by the way, as and I'm literally recording them the day of release or the day before releasing the episodes, whereas before that I was bulk recording a lot. So I would record, for example, when we went away, a heap of episodes in June, I think it was, and they were released until the end of October. So right now it's all stuff that's kind of fresh on my mind, and I'm really enjoying this process at the moment because I get to just tune into the current energy and act according to that. Sorry for background noise too. I get school holidays, and the house is a bit busy. But so whenever you feel, you're experiencing feelings of feeling unsure about things, changing directions, feeling uninspired, all those things, feeling demotivated, it actually is a sign of disconnection, of being disconnected from yourself. And whenever we are disconnected from ourselves, we are disconnected from what we're here to do. And disconnected from our purpose. That's where we start to fall into comparison and judgment and looking left and right as opposed to sticking to our own path, right? And that's something that, especially this time around, a lot of people seem to experience. And whenever you do feel uncertain, one of my beautiful people in my life is going through that at the moment, where he feels like he's got so many opportunities, and that's been going on for months now, that a beautiful opportunity will arise for which he has the skills, for which he has everything. Like, it comes to him, it opens itself up to him over and over again. And initially he's so excited, but then self-sabotage kicks in and he doesn't actually take action on it. And then this initial feeling of actually it was a fuck yes, just kind of melts away as time goes by and we haven't taken action on anything. And that's where we stop ourselves from this emotional momentum we had first. And the more we stop this momentum, right, the more stagnation kicks back in. And that's where we come back into not only an uninspired space, but also into this unsure, overthinking kind of space, and that's the difference between feeling and thinking. And you might have heard me before as well, like I won't tell you just go with what you feel, go with what feels right. Sorry for the noise. But rather you want to tune in with those three centers, the three dantians, the three brains of your body. You want to get a yes from your rational mind, you want to get a yes from your emotional heart space, and you want to get a yes from your intuitive womb or sexual center, or hara for the man, right? It needs to be a yes, yes, and yes, to make an aligned, properly, authentically aligned decision. But that also means that you tune in from the feeling space, right, and explore an opportunity from there. And that is in the present moment, which doesn't mean you need to make an immediate decision, but base your decision on the present moment feeling you got when this opportunity presented itself to you. And so if we don't do that, and if we just let time go by and we don't really take action, then what we used to feel turns into a memory that we now think instead of feel, and the feeling fades away. And once something is just in our mind, it's so easily manipulated by our moods, by our limiting beliefs and mindset, by our ego that's creeping in and trying to self-sabotage. And something that, like, for my loved one, that was actually fuck yes a few weeks ago when it happened, we were like, high-fiving that night, and oh my god, this can be such an incredible opportunity, and this can lead to this and this and this. And then no action was taken on it, and then it turned into, I'm not sure if it's right, and maybe not, but this is the downside of it, and nothing happening at all, and also not going into another direction, but rather feeling unsure about everything altogether. And so that obviously doesn't get us anywhere. And so then other opportunities arise, and the same thing happened, and the same thing happened, and the same thing happened. And all it creates is just stress, insecurity, feeling kind of, lost, uninspired, and so forth. And that is a pretty good indication that, like I said, you are disconnected from yourself, and that you need to realign your mindset, because it is a sign of self-sabotage whenever you find yourself just trying to look into all the different directions at once, but you cannot make a decision. You're disconnected from the heart space, you're disconnected from those 3 centers and tuning into there, and rather you focus externally to make a decision versus taking in what's on offer, taking it inside into your inner centers and observing it from there, and tuning into your 3 centers and just, observing this opportunity from there. And then you carry out your decision, your action, right? We take in anything that's happened, any interaction with the world, we want to take into our inner temple, realign ourselves to it, or maybe realize it's not aligned, and then take our action towards it or away from it out into the external world. The process always happens within you, only you. There's no one else can tell you what's right or wrong. It's something you feel inside, and sometimes it takes a while to just cultivate or recultivate this feeling of really listening to this inner signs and feelings that you're getting. And another, that's all part of having a misaligned mindset. I think it can be such a trap for people. And mind you, right now, with everything we're going through in this world, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, anything that's going on there, the real pandemic, though, the real problem that's arising, and it has been a rising problem for many, many years, but right now it's really sped up, is the mental health issue. Through lockdowns, through fear, through all this politics and news that are trying to manipulate and distribute propaganda heavily, and all those influences, all those things, I'm not going to go into that, what's happening in the world right now, it is really dramatically decreasing mental health globally. And that has been an issue, as we know, for so many. It's, I think, about 2 out of 3 people have experienced anxiety or depression in their lifetime at least once. And that was a statistic from way before COVID. I think it was around 2018 or something. So, that's also why I'm recording this episode, and all the recent episodes have been a little bit more orientated towards the subtle body and really what's going on inside, because as we know, our physical body is a vessel for accessing the more subtle realms. And if you are in a space where you feel unsure, uncertain, don't know what direction to take, and so forth, please remember that it's not a sign of that you are lacking anything. You're not lacking skill. You're not lacking qualifications. You're not lacking characteristics. Whatever it is, you are an incredibly beautiful human in your unique way, and we all are. And that's why we are all so incomparable. That's why comparison is such an ego trip that's just actually non-existent when we are in our highest self, because we realize that nothing is comparable. Like, you can't compare 2 flowers or 2 things in nature, and you can't compare 2 human beings either, because we're completely unique, shaped by our past life experiences, our previous experience in this lifetime, our genes, our characteristics we got given, and so forth. So please remember that if you're feeling unsure, uncertain about things at the moment, you don't know what to do, it's got nothing to do with that you are not good enough in whatever it is. But it has all to do with that the only thing you may be lacking is a mental, a strong mindset, an aligned mindset, mental strength, resilience, determination, etc. Right? Having strong boundaries and strong values and strong foundations that guide you. Because if you know that about yourself, then that's your non-negotiable you're acting from, right? And so whenever you feel like you're in comparisonitis mode or unsure or whatever it is, it's only a sign of mental mindset foundations that need a little bit of a boost and a little bit of a tweak. So it's your mindset that is really, you need to cultivate a healthy and positive and strong mindset and strong boundaries, and which is based around your values. And I get into that in a moment, in order to really attract in and receive what you're expecting from life, in order to feel the way you want to feel every day, and to feel the sense of joy and contentment and mental resilience and so forth. It all has to do with building this mindset foundation and realigning your mindset. So how do we get there? Basically, like the caption of this podcast says, it's not, we tend to over focus on the what and the how. That's a result of us always externally orientating. Like, oh, maybe I should go into this direction. Oh, this person is doing that. Maybe I should do this direction, but I could also do this. I could also do that. I used to study this and that, so maybe I could dabble back into this, and that's all this outward focus of all these little shiny things and what's the next door person doing next to us. And that overly focuses us on, like I said at the start, this labeling, this boxing things, this having an exact idea of what it's called and where to place it. There's what we do and exactly how we do it. And the more we over focus on that, the more we actually not only dismiss, but we block ourselves off from opportunity before it can actually reach us, because we are, this whole saying of where attention goes, energy flows. It's so true. So if you fully a bit steer-headed just drive you in on this one certain idea of, this is how I become happy, this is how I become abundant, this is how I feel successful, this is how I'm going to make money, you are gonna block out any other alternate ways the universe might have in petto for you, and opportunity won't find you. Like, many ways lead to Rome. If you're so overly fixated on one way, you won't even see all the other avenues. And so that's a result of an external focus, versus, in order to really attract in how you want to feel and what you want to get out of life, you want to focus on the why. On the why. What is your motivation? What is your goal? How do you want to feel? And your why or any goal is always based on a feeling. How do you want to feel? And I'm pretty sure I talked about this in previous episodes as well. But if it is the big house you want to get, or the 100K you want to have in the bank a year, every 6 months, whatever, this contract you want to score, why? What makes you want to score this contract? What makes you want to buy this property? What is it that attracts you to wanting to achieve that goal? And that's something you, again, want to take inward into your inner temple, sit with it, meditate on it, reflect on it, journal on it, and see what's behind that. And you realize there is a feeling behind that. We are, this experience on earth is all about feeling, and the interaction with anything in this world in this lifetime is just an extension of that. And it's the avenue that allows us to cultivate different feelings and feel different feelings and acquire the state in which we want to feel and live. Right? We want to live in our state of flow, and our flow state is achieved when we feel and flow in ease and contentment and comfort and so forth. So what is it behind your goals that's driving you? How do you want to feel? What's your biggest goals, right? So say, for example, for me, it is freedom in any way. That's financial freedom and time freedom, connection to people, to animals, to the earth, giving back to the earth. So let's go with those two. This is how I want to feel every day. I want to feel connected. I want to feel free. Mind you, I also want to feel in flow and at ease. Okay, so what does that mean? Cool, now I know what I want to feel, where I want to be with that. So how do I achieve that? And now, because it's kind of like backtracking your goal, right? Knowing that my goal is I want to feel a certain way. I want to feel in flow and at ease. How do I get there? And then out of the sudden I realized that, oh hell, there's so many opportunities to do that. For example, making sure that I have a morning routine every day. It's a ritual that allows me to have a spacious morning, and that's how I get out of bed, because that helps me to feel at ease, because I'm not stressing, I'm not rushing around, I'm not waking up and bang overthinking, but I'm installing practices in my daily life to help me feel in flow and at ease as I move through daily life, and therefore every day cultivate more of that feeling and therefore expand it. Goals are, you don't start with, right, I'm not going to do anything else but focus on getting that property. But how are you going to feel when you achieve that materialistic or physical goal? And then you focus on that feeling and cultivating that feeling on a different avenue. Being like, cool, I want to feel beautiful. Okay, how can I feel beautiful? As a very, very different approach to, I want to get my hair done every month. See how, and then you go to, oh, why do I want to get my hair done? And then you eventually realize, oh, it's actually what makes me feel beautiful when I look after my exterior, when I look after my body that way. And, I just want to feel beautiful. So I thought my only avenue to do that was hair. So do you see how when you overly focus on, yeah, cool, I'm going to get my hair done every month, and then realize actually what's behind it is feeling beautiful, how it just blinds out any other opportunities for you to see any other ways in which you can feel beautiful too. As in, you could essentially sway your hips as you get dressed in the morning and look at you in the mirror. You can, pick out clothing every day, even if you're just gardening at home, that make you feel beautiful. You can surround yourself with beauty and buy flowers. You can walk in a way that makes you beautiful, or dance, or speak, or use words that imply beauty, and see how that opens up so many pathways when you clear behind the feeling of something you want to achieve. And it makes you realize that, oh, actually, I don't have to go to the hairdresser to feel beautiful. I can do all these other things, right? And you wouldn't realize that if you instead focused on the exact what and how. Like, I'm going to go to the hairdresser every month. No. Focus on the why. How do you want to feel? And then you might find that the what and how actually comes from fully different directions you may have otherwise not expected at all, because that's how the universe works and that's how opportunity finds you. So, yeah, really get clear, and you can make that a task. You can, sit down and journal, meditate on it, share it with someone. Journaling is so powerful. I swear. This has been a huge part alongside yoga, which I always say as well. But journaling has been also a huge part of my natural substitute for psychotherapy. It is incredibly powerful because everything you put down onto a piece of paper, you might write it out on your laptop, however you do it. It takes the thoughts out of your mind. It allows you to complete the thoughts and to actually get in depth with them. And you find that as soon as you pick up a pen or type away, that stuff comes through that you couldn't actually articulate in your head yet. Because if you don't get those thoughts out of your head, they just keep going in circles and they keep coming back and back and back and haunt you. You know that I think it's 95% of the thoughts we think each day we've thought the previous day, or 90 days, if we don't consciously change patterns. So it's literally the same thought chasing itself, waiting to be completed. So that's where we need outlets, and we have so many, be that, physically shaking your body, dancing, yoga, spending time in nature, salt water cleanses, you name it, and or as well meditation, of course, and journaling to really actually focus on the thoughts that are in there and getting them out and down. And that works both ways, to either release things that are not serving you, or get at the root of, okay, cool, like I feel jealousy towards this person, and write about it and see what's behind it. Or I feel like I really want to, I'm just so obsessed with getting this certain car. Okay, write about it. Why? What's behind it? How does it make you feel? So, or, I feel this icky emotion in my body, write about it, see what's coming up. So journaling can be so incredible for releasing anything that doesn't serve anymore, getting really to the root cause of patterns and behaviors and limiting beliefs and so forth. And it's a great healing process and integration process, but it's also an incredible manifesting tool, because if you have a vision in your head of, I want to feel free and easeful and in flow all day, every day, and you journal about that, what would your ideal day look like, and write it as if it's already happening in the present, that's the next step of manifestation. That's the next step of it being witnessed, because you place it down on paper, that you make it this little bit more real. So, it's realigning your energy towards your vision. And that's the first action step. And the more repeatedly you do that over and over, and really align your mindset by getting clear on, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Why do I want to achieve this? How is it going to make me feel awesome? How am I going to achieve this feeling? The more you're going to automatically prime and adjust your mindset, and then align your action, and you will find that the how and the what will work itself out if you are clear on your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? And then you find that, for example, back to the thing, one of the people my life is going through right now, then he realized that he's actually seeking with all those different things. Oh, should I sign this contract, or maybe start my business, or maybe start that kind of business, or maybe go and study this, or maybe do that? And now it's like, you know what? Actually, I'm realizing I'm self-sabotaging. I'm just seeking externally. I have plenty of skills that I can expand on. And I just need to get out of this direction hopping and just get clear on what's lacking inside first. What feeling do I want to cultivate? And then I can start to cultivate that in my daily life through what I already have, through the skills I already have, the qualifications I already have, or the abundance I already have, or the connection I already have. And once you start to do that, once you start to look at the environment with this different perspective of, how do I want to feel? Amazing. What is in my life right now that's helping me to amplify this feeling? Then you will notice how that really clarifies and crispens your perspective of things, and also it solidifies your why. It solidifies your, cool, these are my morals, these are my ethics, these are my non-negotiables, and therefore you will hand out your fuck yeses and your hell no's based on that, based on, how do you want to feel? Cool, is this certain thing gonna support and serve that feeling? No. Okay, I'm gonna give it a pass. Yes, wicked, I'm going to go with it. And you might actually find that once you're at the stage that you realize, like when it comes to, for example, I need to sign this contract or study this course and so forth, that you realize, actually, I don't need to do anything extra anymore, because I already have it on one side of me. And what I'm actually chasing is this certain feeling, and I can already cultivate it by just changing the manner in which I'm doing what I'm doing already, as opposed to having to find new things to do, new things to learn, new things to invest in, new things to study, new things to be, new labels and boxes to tick, right? So yeah, your action step is getting clear, in whatever way works for you, on what feels right, getting clear on your why. How do you want to feel on a day-to-day basis? Not this 1 week of the year as you're finally in a holiday resort or whatever it is, or by the time you retire and you're 50, but in a perfect world, in your perfect life, how would your average day look like? How would you feel? And then based on that feeling, backtrack and allow yourself to get this new perspective, get creative with, wow, okay, cool, these are all the things that I have in my life. Let's sift through what's serving this feeling that I'm seeking, what is amplifying it, and I need to do more of that, and what is totally draining it and distracting me from it, and how can I eliminate that thing that's not serving how I'm wanting to feel. All right, beautiful humans, that was it for this episode. This was the State of Flow podcast, episode number 40. Fortnightly episodes are coming at you at the moment. I'm sending you lots of love. You can find me on social media, on Instagram as Lena Kaliyah Kermode. Sorry, Lena Kaliyah Ayurveda. Yeah, reach out, let me know how that resonates with you. If you have any input, anything else you would like to add, any questions, I'm always up here for connecting, for chatting. And I see you guys in the next episode. Ciao for now. Big love.